So set up for the squat pivot. Let's think about that. So the components of the pivot are sit up, edge of the surface, sit up tall, lean forward, unweight, right, pivot, reseat. Feet in, what's an optimal position for the feet for squat pivot? Stagger the feet, the foot that's closest to the surface you're transferring to, a little bit in front. But where do you want the chair? What are options? Could be this way. How else would it be? This way. Okay. Sometimes I like this way because if someone needed to help me, if I was in front and I needed some help, someone could be right here. I like this setup. So I'm gonna lock the brakes. Oh. And what else do I want to do to set the chair up?
Take the armrest off.
I'm going to take the armrest off. So, yeah, why do I want to take this armrest off? They're going to have more difficulty clearing. Got my chair set up, locked, took the leg rests off. So the next question is, what about height of surface? What do you think? What's easy? What makes it easier for the patient?
A little higher.
Going from high to low. Obviously, low to high is higher, is harder, and even is even. What about me? Where am I going to be? Where's the therapist going to be? How many of you have ever tried a squat pivot transfer from a chair? Nobody, right? You're going to love this. And it's going to make you more stable, and it also teaches the patient that they're doing the movement. Stay out of her way, right? You're not here. You're not here. You're definitely not here. Don't do this, because as she does this, right? Blocking her.
Yeah, I can't.
Right. Stay out of her way. So right foot, left foot in front of the right foot a little bit more. I got her feet in a position that I think is helpful and reasonable. Trunk, good position. What about the hands? What would you do? What about hand? What are options for hand placement?
Shoulders.
So they could be on my shoulders. They could be on the mat. Where else could they be?
One should be on the.
One should be on the chair. Now, what does that do for her?
Initiates the movement in that direction.
It already sets the movement in that direction. So you know how much I'm going to need to actually help her do? Unweight her a little bit, and then if she's having difficulty with the pivot, I just give her a little, she's there. So easy, it's almost embarrassing. Now, the next question is, where am I going to put my hands? What do you think? What are options for manual cues?
Pelvis, one shoulder.
So we could do, so I could be either here and here, right?
How about one on her?
Okay,
One
I
on the
could be
shoulder.
here and here depending. If this was her affected side, I might need to have a hand here. So I could have a hand here and here, I could have a hand here and here depending, or I could have both here, okay? Now, the other thing I want to say about my setup is I want to be turned a little bit into the pivot. And to start with, you feel like you're in a little bit of an awkward position, but then when you do the pivot with her, you're going to feel a lot more stable. Okay, so I'm here and here, and all I'm going to say is, Leanne, we're going to sit here. I want you just to lean forward and sit here.
Okay.
Okay, so nice and tall, and lean forward. So I got the unweighting, got her, right? And then I'm just going to pivot and then sit her back down. She's going to come back onto the surface. What would I do? Get her feet, get her scoops to the edge. Take feet in the same position, hand over here. You could have them lean way forward on the bed or whatever surface they're moving toward, and lean forward. This hand is great. 2 tricks for this: hand placement and feet. Those are the 2 big tricks. Do is sit up tall. Step 2, lean forward, unweight, hold the unweight. Just hold the unweight. So here, what do you do with your hands? Just give her a little bit of a twist, and then down. So easy. So usually when you pivot towards the side, what do you feel? You feel a little bit more pressure onto that side. So I'm just pointing that out because what's the benefit of transferring to an affected side? You're increasing the weight bearing on that side. You're giving the patient yet another opportunity to say, oh, I have a leg, I can bear weight on it, I can move it. So use everything that you got. They need to transfer to both sides. And if anything, you're trying to prevent learn non-use, right? So you want them to do lots of transfers to their affected side. Could you do the leg thing with this? Yeah. Good. All right. Do the leg. All right, you could do that if you needed to. Okay. Could you do this in 3 moves?
Yeah, just break it down.
Sure, break it down. So you could be here, wait, be here and here. So you could lean forward. You could be here, we're just gonna do small, right in there. So we're doing small moves, right? Just make sure our hands are, she's not gonna sit on her hands. You can do one more even. Sit up tall, you can here, and then last one. Roll forward. Do it in 3 moves, do it in 4 moves. I put like a pillow just to soften if people are catching edges or anything. Absolutely. You don't have to do it in one full move. Especially if the patient's even struggling with getting weight on that side. Take a bunch of times to do it.